Hey, good afternoon, class. I wanted to talk to you real quick about the smoker videos. So obviously in the past, I did some joking how to light a smoker video, and I show you rubbing a couple of sticks together. And obviously I wasn't rubbing a couple of sticks together to make fire. So I wanted to actually take a few seconds and do a real video where I actually show you what I do and the materials that I use when I'm lighting a smoker. So let's kind of go ahead and jump right into this here, and we'll talk about it a little bit. So the first thing that I recommend that you do is just do a visual inspection of your smoker. So go ahead and look at the bellows. The bellows is the part in the back that you kind of squeeze together that pushes the air into the smoker. Do a visual inspection of the bellows to make sure that that it's made of a wood. A lot of them have like a cheap wooden box, basically. If you leave that outside in the elements, the wood will break down pretty quickly and some holes can develop in it. So definitely don't leave these outside. Keep them, indoors in a shed or whatever you got to do. But the first thing you want to do, just give it a few squeezes and make sure that the air is being pushed down into the bottom of the smoker. Okay, so that's just kind of step one. Make sure that the bellows is completely sealed and pushing air in. The next thing you want to do is open the smoker and look down to the bottom. You should see a tray like this one at the bottom. And what that does is that keeps your material up off of the bottom where that air is coming in to make sure that there's plenty of airflow so that you can properly oxygenate the fire. Now, quite often what people will do is as they're wrapping up for the day, they take the smoker, open it up, and they dump it somewhere. And everything that was inside the smoker, ends up on the ground with this metal disc that sits at the bottom. So you want to make sure that if you are emptying it, don't lose that disc and make sure you put it back in. So as you can see here, the disc is intact and it's sitting down at the bottom of the smoker. The next thing I like to check on is just to make sure that from the bellows to the smoker that area is completely unobstructed and you have air moving in. And you can see this when you're squeezing the bellows and you look at the top of the smoker, you should see some air moving out, just like some dust and things that are moving around. So you know that the air is moving the way that it should be. Now, I don't always lay out all of my materials like this, but this is kind of an example of everything that I have with my smoker. I take whatever is left over from last time. I keep that in there because it's kind of it's already burnt a little bit, so it sort of serves like a char cloth to kind of get things going. And then I use sticks of all different sizes, pine needles, grass, twigs, and as you can see here, I'm using some of the Man Lake smoker fuel, which looks kind of like an insulation. So take all of this stuff, get all of this into the smoker, and then I go from there and I grab the propane torch. This propane torch, it doesn't matter which one you use. You can use the stick lighter that you would use to light a candle or to light a grill. That's perfectly fine. I like this because it puts a lot of heat out really quick, and I can get a smoker lit usually in like 10 to 15 seconds. So that's why I like to use what works for you and what you're happy with. Now, once I get it started, I usually like to add a little bit of extra material in there, some leaves or something that is just, some kind of organic material that's right there at the top. That just as it heats up, it tends to smoke a little bit more. You don't necessarily have to do it. I've just found it kind of helps a little bit. But what you do want to see is this kind of smoke right here, this nice thick smoke. That's what you want. So on this particular day, it was actually really windy, and yet you can still see we're getting a really good smoke coverage. Now, when I'm wrapping up for the day, I like to try to find a stick that is somewhat of like a tapered type of stick. So it might be like a little bit wider, on one end than the other. And then I'll stick that right into the end of the smoker when I'm done for the day. And this will just smother it. It won't allow any more air in, and eventually puts out the small fire that's inside there. And that allows you to recycle a lot of that material and use it again next time. So folks, I hope you found this to be helpful today. If you have additional questions, maybe you have a different way of doing things, by all means, let us know in the comments. Please, if you found some value in the video, please subscribe. And as always, you can reach out to us. It's Jeff at beekeepingfornewbies.com. And we have a great Discord room. There's going to be a link in the description below if you want to jump in the Discord room and talk to us. But outside of that, have a great day. Take care. Be kind to one another. Remember, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.